All right, welcome back to Thoughts in Stereo. I'm your host, Bijan Amir.
And I'm Nick Enriquez. And today we have Frank Walker. How's it going, Frankie?
Not bad. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, man. Nice shirt.
Yeah. For anyone not watching, I'm wearing Frank's merch for his big single, Heartbreak Back. That's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
What's the chart? What was the highest charting position in Canada?
Got up to 6. But it's like now it's like sitting on like hot AC, like adult contemporary charts. It won't go away.
Yeah.
I think as of
That's
right
good.
now we're the number one played Canadian artist, or I am the number one played Canadian artist on Canadian
There you
radio
go.
this year.
Congrats.
Wow.
Shawn Mendes might take that over soon because he's been making a radio push, but
Yeah.
I'll milk it while I can.
Cool, that's regardless an amazing achievement.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Where can they find the merch if somebody wants to get it?
As of right now, nowhere, but hopefully soon on my website. I have it all made. I just haven't set up my Shopify.
By the time this episode airs, it'll be up.
Yes.
You can find my merch at frankwalkermusic.com.
There you go. Easy peasy. Tell us a little bit about yourself for everyone who doesn't know you.
So my name's Frank. I'm a DJ, producer, musician, songwriter, among other things. I do my own graphic designer.
There you go.
That's about it.
Well, you grew up in Canada.
I put my phone on silent. Alarm goes off.
It's all good.
I grew up in Canada, a bit north of Toronto, in a town called Aurora. My parents aren't from there, but I guess they were there when I was born. So grew up there, did what normal kids do growing up, played some video games, some sports.
How'd you get into music?
I didn't plan on it. I tried to get forced to do like piano lessons when I was younger, and I'm like, I do not like this.
Yeah.
And didn't think I'd ever do anything musical. I went to an art school, but I took visual art and drama because drama was the bird course.
Yeah.
And didn't do music.
Yeah.
And then in university, I started DJing, like college parties. I went to Laurier. Yeah, just for fun. Like random house parties, like in like garages that were a little like.
That's fun. Those are always fun parties, though.
Yeah,
and I really liked it. And then my friends from those parties were also throwing like the parties at bars and promoting. So it's like my one buddy that had a residency had to go away for some like spring break things. It's like, hey, do you want to fill in? And I kind of like at the time my DJ name wasn't my real name, Frank Walker. They're like, you need a DJ name, and it was like Franz Solo or something.
Oh my god, I had no idea about this. I'm making you Franz Solo.
Franz Solo.
Now.
But then like it kept growing, and like I played bigger and bigger parties out in Waterloo and Kitchener, and to the point where I was like opening for every big act. Probably a year after that was coming through. What was the club at the time? It wasn't. I played at Beta, but a club called Revolution. But like it was like I was playing in front of like 1,000 to 2,000 people like once a week.
Wow.
Suddenly. Like over the span of like a year.
And you were kind of just thrown into that.
Yeah. And didn't really know what the plan was at the time. I still don't know what the plan is, to be honest.
Did you start making music while you were at school, or was it after?
Probably after DJ. Like it was definitely after I started DJing.
Yeah.
But probably into like when I was in my 4th year, I started to figure it out. And like my buddy Glenn Morrison at the time like gave me a bit of help and like helped me get software set up and
for sure.
Yeah, and I made a bunch of really bad music for a couple of years.
As everyone does.
Yeah. I like go back and listen to it. I'm like, this is absolutely horrible.
But you know what's funny? Like in those old, we've talked about this before, and like in those old projects, if you open up a project from like 5-6 years ago, sometimes you're like, oh damn, this is pretty dope, because you weren't thinking about like, can this work on the radio or can this work in the club or whatever. You're just making whatever you want, and there's usually some pretty fire ideas that you can find. Some
things that you can kind of take and splice into your new stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the idea, if anything.
Definitely, but definitely overall it wasn't good.
Yeah.
What made you transition from being a DJ to like actually making music?
I'm not 100% sure exactly what it was, but like I obviously wanted to. I was having fun with it at the time, and I didn't think it would be a career. But I'm like, hey, I want to like take this next level and now just play at a club in Waterloo every weekend. So I'm like, maybe I'll try production. And then like I think at the time I met Glenn, the guy I just mentioned, at EDC. Like I think around when I was in 4th or 3rd year university at a pool party. And actually going to EDC, it's like this is incredible. Like seeing how big those stages are and like where it can go. And I think that kind of inspired me a little bit to get into it. I didn't think it would become serious.
Yeah,
because I like graduated with a business degree and worked full time.
Right.
For like a year and a half while DJing on weekends, to the point where like it was getting to be too much. I'm like, I can't like play twice a weekend and have a full time job and try to figure out production. So It was actually my mom that's like, you can't do this when you're 40, and obviously you can, like if you look at Tiesto and Armin and those guys, but you can't start when you're 40. It's like you need to like,
if you're gonna do it now.
Yeah, it's kind of like what she said. It's like if you really love this and you want to do it, like take the step now and like pursue it full time. Like you have like a business degree and a background that you can like fall back on that.
It's funny because that's exactly what happened with me. I graduated last year with an accounting degree, and I was like, should I become a producer? Like it was a thing where I was kind of questioning it, and then a friend of mine's dad was like, if you don't do it now,
when are you gonna do it?
Yeah, you'll regret it. Like now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I definitely think it helps though. It's like, especially for me, it's like I do like a lot of my own like marketing and like the branding side.
Oh yeah,
like, you just understand having like a different field of experience. You definitely understand things in a way that like, you can apply to your music career. For me as an artist, like I think I have a different perspective on how stuff goes. I'm not just like sitting in my basement making music.
Absolutely.
Like
I'm sitting in my basement making music and looking at marketing campaigns and like working with like our ad teams and being like, hey, how do we make this better? And like, who do we want to target for this next show promo? Or like,
100%.
What worked better for like that last release? And like, how do we pitch this better?
Yeah.
It definitely gives you a cool perspective, which I personally enjoy. Like I like being involved in everything. I could never be like, hey, like you do everything on the business side for me, and I'm just going to sit here and hope it all goes well.
Yeah.
I'm the exact same way. Yeah, I definitely hear you on that.
If you don't know every aspect of your business, like how are you really going to know what to plan for next?
Yeah.
You know? You've been touring for quite a bit now.
Yeah.
And you were on a big tour last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
I don't know. It all kind of is blended together.
Yeah.
I was just talking to like, I forget who I was talking to, but I've almost been my manager for like 3 years almost now. I think it's coming up on
3 years.
Maybe it's coming up on the start of year 3. No, I don't know. I'm like, this is.
Yeah. It's all just blurred.
Yeah, but so my manager Miles has Kygo as his main act, or his like first big act. So I've been on a lot of Kygo tours. We did I guess last year we did like the arena tour through some of the North American stops I was on. So I got to play like at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, which is pretty amazing.
I was at that show. That was fun.
It was good. It was kind of nerve wracking. I got the call like 2 days before. It's like, hey, like Black Bear is sick and you can't perform. Like you get to play tomorrow for 12,500 people in your hometown. And that on its own is nerve wracking enough. But like I played festivals that are bigger crowds than that before. And like that's obviously like that has a lot of pressure. Yeah. So I didn't realize like when you're in like an arena, it's like it is pitch black. Everyone's sitting in their seats waiting for Kygo to come on. Like they have to be there. At a festival, you can go check out another stage, walk around, get food, like get some drinks, chill with your friends. Like in an arena, there's nothing else to do. So it's like 12,500 people staring at me. At this time, Heartbreak Back hadn't had any radio success. They're probably like, who is this guy? Yeah. They all just want to see Kygo. I'm like, how do I make this like?
But I, from what I remember from the set, they were still.
Yeah, it was good. Like I've DJ'd it up. I know what. People. Yeah, I know what I needed. No, it was good. Like it was pretty busy and went well, but like it was really nerve wracking. Like you're up on a stage with a spotlight in a pitch black room with thousands of people.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And awkwardly enough, I was wearing like one of those palm tree necklaces that Miles gives out, and I jumped around and I got caught in my headphones, and I couldn't untangle it during my set. So like I couldn't put my headphones off.
Oh my god.
Or like on fully. So I had to like do like the ear prop up, otherwise it'd be choking me. And I tried to like. It's like a show where I can just turn around and be like, hey, Mike, like my tour manager at the time, like, help me get this untangled. It's like I'm up on a stage by myself, like probably look like an idiot trying to like tweet, like for like probably 15 seconds, but okay, I need a mix. I'm just going to deal with this. Like, I considered just snapping the chain and like
letting it dangle.
Yeah. So I don't know. But it was good. We played like a couple other stops in that tour. Then last, I guess fall, I toured with Kygo through Asia. Yeah. Which is pretty crazy. That was like probably the most intense touring I've done, just from like a volume
with someone touring with someone with that many like hardcore fans like Kygo has, and like he's a massive celebrity now worldwide. Like what's it like crazy. Kind of being around that all the time?
It depends on the city, but some like fans definitely are crazier than others. I think we were it was Mumbai, and someone accidentally tagged like one of his, I don't know if it was Miles or someone on the tour team accidentally like geo-tagged on Instagram their stories, like the buffet we were at this hotel, because it was incredible. And someone's like, like take that down right away. It's been up for half an hour. It's like there's like 100 people outside waiting in line to meet Kygo. It's like swarming the front door. And then like Tokyo, like so then after that we started like throwing people off. Like Mike, who like is one of my management team, but also tour managed me and like is involved with the Kygo tour. He'd like throw up like fake flight stories and stuff. So like it's like so excited to like be in like the Philippines soon, and it's like a flight, like a picture of like Tokyo to the Philippines, like it's a flight midair, like something you'd have during the middle of a flight, like the flight map, and like we haven't even taken off of the ground yet, so people think we're like halfway there of like this 8-hour flight, and like
Oh my god! It's like so there's people waiting there for hours and hours.
Yeah. Tokyo was weird. That was the one show on the tour I didn't play, like the official like arena tour. But like even I guess from like Japan the year before, fans in Tokyo are just crazy in general. Like some girl had like a flag with my face on it at the airport, and she started crying. What? I'm like, this is the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, do you want a photo?
Yeah.
She like, can't even talk. I'm like, this is weird because I'm not even like just because I'm associated with the other brand. Like people are that into it.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. That's incredible.
Yeah. Asia was incredible. Like in general, that whole tour was incredible. But it was like I think I did 3 shows in North America in 2 days, like Miami, then a festival and an after party in Columbus. I did 3 shows in 48 hours and flew directly to Auckland. We did like New Zealand, 2 shows in Australia, another like 10 or 12 in Asia. But like this all happened over like 22 days or something. But it's like every other day is like a flight, get in, like sleep, like wake up, play an arena show. And like I didn't realize how big like Australia and Asia is. Like there'd be times where it's like, I think the first was like Melbourne to the Philippines. It's like, oh, like we're on the side of the world, and it was like a 9-hour flight.
Oh
like
my
every
God.
day was like a 4 to 5+ hour flight.
Wow.
Because like I maybe wasn't routed well, but
that's too many hours. 5 hours for me is a cap. And
that was
I need a week.
That was the first time where I'm like, okay, I can see how like people can get burned out from like
the tour life.
Yeah.
Is that how many tours have you been on?
I don't know.
But like a lot, like you've toured
so
a lot.
I've done a couple of I played in every continent now except for Africa.
Where has the best crowds?
It depends. I really love Japan. I don't know what it is about Japan. I played there for Tokyo Ultra Japan, I guess a couple years ago. That's probably the biggest crowd I played for.
Yeah.
It's like 40,000 people.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun. They're fun. I don't know. It's like it just depends.
Yeah. Does the music that you play in each of the continents, does it change, or do you really play the same thing? Not the same thing, but like, do you find that each continent has a certain style or certain songs that they prefer more than the other ones that they respond to better? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Like, if I'm in North America, I'll try to mix in like an edit of like a hip hop track or two, just because we love it here. In Europe, like people do not care about hip hop at all. Asia, like I cheese it up a bit and like go like 2 years into the past. Like, but
they're always behind there. That's what I've always heard.
They just like more like big, energetic.
Yeah.
They're not into like deep house, but I don't know. It depends. Like sometimes like we'll like learning from Kaigo when we were in India. He played that there's like that one Punjabi MC like famous track that Jay-Z
yeah.
But he played the original in Mumbai, and like it was like the craziest I've ever heard a crowd go. I thought like the stage is about to fall down.
Really?
So then we're in Korea when I play there. Like a year later, I'm like, hey, like when Kaigo did that thing, we played a local song. Like it was amazing, and my Korea set was like probably the best set of this whole Asia tour. The crowd was incredible, but near the end, I'm like, I'll play like a BTS track because like,
oh no,
I'm in Korea, and I'll be like, cool, and like that was like the only song on my set where it's kind of like
everyone was like, what the fuck?
But I'm like, BTS is like the biggest K-pop act at the time, and like I'm like, how did this not go off? And someone's like, it's probably like if someone came to Toronto and like mixed in Bieber because you're playing for Canadians. Because like they're very like commercial. It's not like a throwback.
True.
Like,
it's not. It's yeah. I can.
It's just kind of like okay.
But most of the time, like if you mix in something local, like we'd toss some Flume into our sets in Australia because he's massive there.
Yeah.
It depends. It's also reading the crowd on the fly. So.
Are you working on music while you're on the road, or do you kind of like wait till you're at your home base?
It depends on like what my release schedule is like. If I need more music, I'll work on it more. I'll work on like rough demos and get ideas done, but like obviously I'm not gonna do like any finite mixing or like more technical production. It's more like I'll get like melodies down and stuff. I'm also like, I don't know why I'm like very neurotic about my sets, and I way over prepare, and like I'm always making new edits. Like every show, like I can always show up to a show and like play, and I have like hours and hours and hours of music I could definitely dig through, but I'm like, I need to tweak this tiny little thing about an edit, and like
or else you won't be satisfied during the set.
And I'll make I'll work on like a build up of one of my edits like into a different drop for like probably half an hour, and like it's barely noticeable, and then when I DJ live I'm just cranking filter and echo over it anyway, so it's probably not necessary.
But all that added together makes for a better set.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you want a bunch of edits, but yeah, it's partly working music. Depending when you're flying that much, it's a little tiring. Like I know people like Kaigo was like. He like had like a reverse sleep schedule. Like he'd sleep on the day, like sleep during the days, fly during the days, and sleep during the flights. He'd play shows, go to the gym, then like work on music until the morning, then wake up and like, or not wake up, I guess like stay up the whole time, then like sleep when he got to flights, and like during the day wake up, play a show.
Yeah. I think that just makes the most sense if you're touring. Like that's when
crazy.
I mean, like, but realistically, the daytime is when you're traveling and kind of prepping for your show.
It's also like easy to stay awake after a show. You have a lot of energy, like for an hour and a half,
adrenaline
2
is
hour,
pumping
like
through you.
yeah. And he's like up there like playing instruments, performing, and like it's a big energetic show. So like, you don't want to go to bed right away.
Yeah.
I know that you're super involved. Like you're a producer first and also a songwriter, but I know that you're super, super involved in all of the songwriting portion, like the lyric writing portion of all your songs. And you know, we've done camps together and stuff like that. And for people that don't know what a camp is, give them an explanation.
So it's like when you go up north with your friends and like set up some tents, make marshmallows.
Summer camp.
No, it's like a term obviously in the industry. It's like a writing camp is where you'll like have, I don't even know why it's called a writing camp.
I don't know.
No one's camping.
No.
That's for sure.
There's no tents.
Like we've always done them typically over the course of a week. Like I'll rent out 2 studios like side by side, 2 rooms, and I always have a couple other co-producers like Nick or other people that are there with me, like so they can run in one room while I'm in the other one. I can bounce back and forth, but we'll try to like pump through like a couple of songwriters and singers in each room every day. And the goal ultimately is to kind of like do a volume kind of play where you come out of the week of just like a bunch of demos that are all kind of rough. Like sometimes they're a bit more produced, sometimes it's like it's just like piano and a vocal after a session, and like you can tell it's like wow, this sounds really good already. Like we should produce this.
Yeah.
Sometimes like, you'll take the stuff you've written and pitch it off to another artist because like this doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like ultimately how I'd like to do.
But I think out
writing.
of 3 camps that you've done now, it's been what, probably north of 60 songs that you've gone.
I need to release more music.
Yeah, Frank's got the most music out of an artist that I know. That's just sitting there. It's like really, really good music.
Yeah,
and it's just like there's like
they're all good songs though. It's not like they're produced where it's like, oh, this is gonna sound dated in like a year or two. It's like it's why I'm like not too overly worried about not having it out. So like this will sound.
Yeah,
it's like a good song that will sound good. We can tweak production.
It's not like you're gonna get trapped in time with the production. Like you said, it's just a great piano vocal or guitar vocal or whatever.
That's why I'm on those hot AC charts.
Exactly.
So we wrote Heartbreak Back at one of our camps, but then like I know it's because it's like a song. It's like you can play it to like anyone. It's not like, not to knock like Animals by Martin Garrix, but like if you show that to someone, like they'd be like, where are the words?
The chorus?
Yeah.
Where's the refrain?
Not even that. I mean, like I don't know. It's like a random person on the street who wasn't like an EDM fan. They'd be like, what is this song? It's like like loud, aggressive sounds, but like Heartbreak Back is vocals the whole way through. It's like
it's a beautiful song, and that's like I say that because like a lot of people strive today for in dance music especially. I think they strive for like, okay, let's just go for catchy melodies, and the writing doesn't really matter. We can just sing about whatever because people have songs about fucking whatever nowadays. We were talking about last episode. There's a song called Panini out that's right now. Like it doesn't matter.
The music video is really good.
And
that's what I said.
Just saying,
it's really good. It's like nothing groundbreaking, but it kind of feels like Blade Runner-ish, and like they have product placement in it, but like it's very blatant. But like it's like the intro. It's like a Beats by Dre set of headphones, but it's like a hologram of it spinning around in like a Blade Runner style like format as he's going through, and like he's like flying around. It's like funny dance moves.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's all choreographed, and it has obviously a high production value and all that.
It's choreographed like the cameras move. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
But like yeah,
that's his favorite song.
It's my favorite song. But like I was saying, like at these camps and whenever you're in your writing process, you're more focused on songs that are talking about something rather than just let's just get a song out there that's a good EDM song. And that's I think what separates you from some people nowadays, because you really care about that stuff, and that's what I like about you, Frank.
I care about the words. I care about my.
That's why you guys are moving in together.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Nick?
Me and Frank are part-time roommates.
Yeah.
Why is it part-time?
And full-time best friends. No.
Let's not get ahead of yourself.
Damn. Why is it only part-time? The roommate situation.
Because Nick's moving to LA.
I'm moving to LA.
And I'm only part-time moving to LA.
Yeah.
I'll have a full-time room there. I'm split kind of between Toronto and LA right now. So
it just makes the most sense.
The spot I currently have to stay out there is being sold, so I need somewhere else to stay. And like coincidentally, he's moving out. I'm like, get an extra room in your house, and I'll move all my stuff in.
Yeah,
and steal your studio.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm excited,
dude. The studio's sick.
You're gonna play so much Nintendo Switch.
Oh my god. Okay, so I can say it on the podcast because it's gonna come out later, but I bought my girlfriend a Switch for her birthday because she's been stealing mine and playing this game called Stardew Valley.
When's her birthday?
On Monday.
Dude, I'm live streaming this right now. She's listening to this.
She's texting me. It's like, Nick,
how sweet of you.
Only a Switch Lite?
Sorry, continue though. So Stardew
she
Valley.
keeps stealing mine. And this game, Stardew Valley, me and Frank used to play it for hours on end, and it's just a farming game.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, we own like a farm together, and now I got her
That's
one.
sweet.
And
We're also digital roommates.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah, it's true.
This is pretty serious.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So what I'm excited for about LA is not about all the sessions I'm gonna be in. It's gonna be that
We're gonna
me,
farm
Frank, and Veronica's farm that we're gonna have together.
It's gonna be so many turnips.
So many turnips being farmed.
Wow, that is exciting.
Yeah.
That is
Shit.
some
You gotta
exciting
get into
stuff.
it. You're a big gamer. Get into some.
I
Stardew.
returned my Switch.
Yeah, I know. That's right. You did say that.
Yeah, I did return it. I kind of was over it in the month after I got it.
Switch is a good thing for flights.
I gave mine away to someone on a flight.
Yeah.
You gave it to someone
No,
on
he
the
left.
I left it in the backseat of a backseat of a plane. And like I assumed I just left it at home because I'm like, oh, I guess I left it at home. Like I don't have it with me in this leg of the tour. And I got back home. I'm like, my Switch isn't here. I don't know. There was like a lot of flight. I was touring the last 3 months with Felix Cartel. We did like I think for 3 months, probably like 20 something shows. Like I had some individual ones in between there, but there was a lot of flying and sleepy flights.
The Switch for me, like the most, I don't really play it a lot at home because Veronica steals it. But if I'm on the plane, it's like the best thing in the world because I can't work on planes.
No,
I'm
unless I have a lot of space.
Yeah.
You
Which
want,
I
like,
never
T-Rex
do.
arms trying to type.
Yeah, it's the worst. Or like when you need to, whatever. Yeah. I'll play the Switch for hours.
Really?
And it's so much
I just
fun.
can't.
Why?
I can't do it for hours.
Yeah.
There wasn't a game that got me invested enough to sit down and play for hours on the Switch.
Fair enough.
For me, like flights are nice time to sleep. Like I can turn my phone on airplane mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one's gonna bother me for the next 5 hours.
Yeah,
I like to sleep on flights, but flights for me is like an excuse that I don't need to answer anybody. Like my phone is, I never get the internet, so no one can text me. So I can just like I can just like sit alone with like my thoughts.
Yeah. The internet's
for
pretty
a
useless
couple
on
hours.
planes, anyways. It's like, hey, like here's like take 5 minutes to download an email.
Yeah.
It's, like, cool.
It's actually pretty good now.
Is
funnily enough, yeah.
Don't tell me that I can't work on them. It still sucks.
No, it's still. I mean, for me, it's like I do it for my phone just to, because when I fly to LA, I'll get the Wi-Fi and just text everyone that I know in LA. Be like, I'm literally landing in 2 hours. Like, who are you here? Like, let's get something going. And because in hip hop and stuff, people are very much like, oh, you're here? Okay, pull up. It's not like, hey, let's cook up in 2 weeks and like, let's figure it out. They're like, okay, hit me in 2 weeks on the day that you get here. Like, they're not going to be like, I don't know what my schedule is. Like, just hit me. So for me, I just get it. I just prep everyone. And if I've forgotten anyone, I'll be like, okay, I'm here. Because a lot of times it takes like a few days to get a response. And if I'm only there for a week or a week and a half, then it's like the sooner the better.
Yeah.
So that's what, I mean, I do that. And then so I can text my girlfriend too. So I'm like, I'm actually not crashing in this plane right now. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Don't worry.
I'm safe.
I'm safe.
You
So
can sleep now.
yeah, so I don't know. It's nothing serious. Like I don't like check my phone every second and all that. I'll watch a movie or read a book or something, but I just have it just in case somebody hits me.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid I'll miss something. I guess in that 5 hours that I'm
A 5-hour flight to LA.
Yeah,
If you always spot any of us fly. It's like, LA? Yep. Nashville?
Nashville's so close.
No hip hop.
I've never been to Nashville.
No, but 2 hour drive away is like the fucking hip hop capital.
What, Atlanta?
It's like
Atlanta.
Is that a 2 hour drive from
It's
Nashville?
literally a 2 hour
No
drive. 2 hour drive from Nashville. There was one of the guys that we were in Nashville. I think his name was Derek Sutherland or something. He writes a lot in Atlanta, and he was driving from from Nashville to Atlanta right after our session. He says 2 hours.
So it's probably like a 14-hour drive to Nashville.
It's not
From
that
here?
far. No.
No. It's,
No?
I've done it
the
before.
flight's only, how long is the flight? Like an hour?
An hour and 45.
Yeah, the flight to Atlanta from here is like 2 hours.
Yeah. So exactly.
2 and a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty close then. How long is it to drive to Nashville? Do you know?
I think it's like 10 or 11.
Is it?
Maybe, yeah.
That's pretty good because
Yeah.
I know it's about 16 to get to Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So maybe it is a little. Maybe it's 3-4 hours from Nashville. Then
Who knows?
Whatever. This episode will be airing like further off in the year, but I know you have a new single coming out soon.
Yep. With Rehab.
Can you talk about it? I was gonna say,
It sounded like he almost couldn't talk about it there
I know,
for a second.
I
I
was
was like,
like,
damn,
whoa,
Nick, you
shit.
blew the lid off this thing.
I mean,
man.
it keeps getting pushed back, the release date, because
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
a couple songs that are doing really well, and like they don't want to rush it. From
Yeah,
his end, 'cause
cannibalize it.
He's a big artist.
Yeah.
But I think it should be coming out at the end of this month.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. It's good. I'm excited for it.
Do you have other songs lined up for like next year? Like, how far ahead have you been planning for your music?
We're trying to figure this out right now. I have, like, as we mentioned, I have so many songs sitting around. But it's kind of like stylistically, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. Because I find, like, I love writing down-tempo stuff, but it's hard to play in my DJ sets. I kind of want to, like, start scattering in, like, a dancier, more up-tempo, like, dance tempo one, then, like, go more singer-songwriter, down-tempo, I don't know, flip it back and forth. So I've been working on a bunch of stuff, some of it with you.
Yeah. We got a cool song together.
We have a couple.
We got a couple
ones.
cool songs. Yeah.
One was too slow.
I guess we do.
It got pushed back.
Which one was that?
The one with Jay Hart and Riley, the girl from.
Oh yeah.
Everyone loved it. Then we went to the label situation. Went to an A&R, and they're like, "This feels a little slow to be dancey." And I'm like, "This will crush.
This will do."
Like,
so well.
trust me.
It's like
everyone said everything I do is too
follow
slow.
For Heartbreak Back. It was great.
Yeah.
Me and Frank did a cool record. It was actually the first time that we ever met in person.
Is that for Ride?
That was Ride?
Really?
It was the first time we ever met. First time we ever talked, I think.
I went to your house one time, randomly inside your studio.
Yeah, but I wasn't even there.
Yeah, you were. We met one time before. You showed me all your Galloway stuff.
Was it before?
Yeah, it was before. Then it was like a few months before, like 4 months before, and I'm like, "Oh, this guy's boring."
Got him.
Then I went out with your brother. Was at some event we went to like a couple days before. Like me and your brother were partying together. I'm like, I have a writing camp. Like, do you have any writers out there? He's like, Nick's out there. So then you came for what was supposed to be 1 day of sessions, and you come out. You somehow stole
the camp.
Stole one of my rooms.
Yeah. But yeah, we did the song Ride, which it doesn't really like if you hear the song, it's not.
It's like
what Frank sounds like now.
R&B, dancey. Is it more like R&B, funky?
Yeah,
like
it was like
hip hop-ish vocals.
Yeah, it was like Majid Jordan type drums with like a super super funky bass line and like a rapper / singer on top.
It's really good. I'm afraid to like. It needs to be like on an album or something. It couldn't be a single because like it's like too good in that genre, and like it's gonna be like I'm gonna make fans off it or like I don't like any of his other stuff.
Yeah,
which is a weird problem to have. I think. But, like I don't think like I need to focus on stuff that's more like core to my sound.
Yeah,
I feel like there's so like again we keep saying it. You have so much music, but there's so much shit that you could do like 2 albums that are like actually full of.
Yeah, it's always like the dilemma I have. Is like I want to put more music out, but I need to like at some point you need to like kind of have a cohesive body of work and like there's like being a producer and then there's like being like an artist where you maintain your sound.
Yeah.
It's like, and I think that's like the difference of what really sells a show. Like someone like Kygo, like all his stuff sounds very tight. It's like all in the pocket of like that same tempo, the same style of vocal, same production, and they're all amazing songs. And you have someone on the other hand who's like making amazing records, like Mark Ronson, who's like obviously a legendary producer making like massive tracks, but it kind of sounds all over the place.
Yeah,
that's what he wants to do, and like I don't he doesn't want to be like I don't think he wants to be like, hey, I'm gonna like make the Mark Ronson show like the greatest touring DJ act. He's like plays random shows.
Right.
Have you heard his remix of Mike Snow Animals?
Don't think so.
There's a Mark Ronson. You know that song Mike's I change shapes just to hide in this moment.
I think I've heard the Mike Snow song.
So Mark Ronson did a remix.
Okay.
And like when I first heard it, I thought it was like a reggae cover. Okay. With a brand new, but it's Mark Ronson's remix. It's incredible. Anyone listening, go search up Animals Mark Ronson's Animal Mark Ronson remix. Yeah. It's great. It's a full on reggae song.
Yeah. Really?
You know what I mean though? It's like all that stuff where he's like making amazing music, but like he's never gonna play that in a DJ set. No. And it doesn't fit like I don't know, he has like his catalog's all over the place and it shows his versatility and how amazing he is as a producer. But like that comes back to the thing like I could put a Ride and like have an R&B track and have like a more like a bigger track, like a bigger like kind of like future based track, and then something more like old school sounding and like funky, and then like Heartbreak Back dance vibe, and then like something more. But like then you like kind of almost confuse your fans. And I think you need to like. That's always like I'm like I want to put music out, but you need to like maintain that identity.
There definitely needs to be some form of consistency.
Yeah.
Because that's how you develop a core fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're all over the place, you're gonna have fans from a variety of different genres, say, or like a variety of different places. But I think that consistency is what gives you that core fan base for people to be like, this is the Frank Walker, like this is the sound.
This sounds like Frank Walker.
Yeah, like this is the sound that I know.
I need someone to tell me what that is. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, right now it's Heartbreak Back. You know,
yeah,
and
like
it's developing
like
off
pop
that.
music. I can't be like,
it's
the point
my
where
sound
it's
is pop music.
My sound's pop. It actually becomes an issue because like we were like this year we were applying for the Junos. And it's like, hey, we want to put Heartbreak Back in. Like, well, this needs to be pop. This can't be dance. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no point. I'm not going to beat out like Shawn Mendes and Drake and Bieber on the weekend.
Though.
But you said it's on the AC charts, right?
Yeah.
Do the Junos have an AC category?
Maybe.
Could it not have
want to
gone
win
there?
the AC award?
Is it eligible for next year?
I'm not sure. But now, like, Only When It Rains is climbing. That one's like 22 on the Canadian charts.
Yeah, let's go.
That also got a big AC ad today. Chum 104.5.
Hey.
Taking over the AC charts. I might be the biggest AC dance act in Canada.
He's the dance act for mom.
Yeah, the adult contemporary. No, that's dope, though.
Is your grandparent throwing a party? Book Frank Walker.
Was it
for all your soft rock needs?
One person who's done a really good job at finding their identity but still kind of being all over the map is DJ Snake.
I was about to say, I think you're going to say Snake.
Yeah, because Snake has, do you know DJ Snake?
Yeah.
So he, when I think of Snake, I think of a trap DJ. He's a trap guy. That's what he was first. But now he's gone and he's done so many different styles. Like he had an R&B record come out, R&B-esque.
They're all still kind of like similar genres. There's like, he's like reggaeton stuff, and then he does like hip hop and trap, and they all kind of like they all flow for a set.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're all different kind of stuff, but at the same time, you're like, this sounds like a Snake thing.
But he also has those pitched vocal chops. Like he has like elements he carries through. Like they all have a kind of pitched vocal chop.
That's what I'm saying. He carries at least.
That's the thing. Like that's
Snake's. Like you still, even it could be a random genre that he hasn't done before, but you can still be like, oh, this is Snake.
Yeah, but that's his like signature thing. That's what I was talking about, having some kind of consistency, so people are like, oh, that's a Snake record. Yeah, he's got those little vocal chops, little trap drums. That's a Snake record. You know what I'm saying? Like
mostly R&B or hip hop vocals too. He doesn't go straight pop. Like, even like "Let Me Love You" was like pop, but like it was like an R&B leaning pop track. I'd say like it's not like
was Snake involved with "Let Me Love You."
Yeah,
I didn't know
that was a Snake song.
I didn't know that.
Bieber.
I had no idea.
Let me love you.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Neo song.
No, not
so
that one.
Let me love you, to love you. You know that one?
No.
Really? It's like a huge pop song.
Yeah, sing it.
Okay, forget it.
I know the song, but I can't.
I'm pretty sure it was Neo. So let me love you until you learn to love yourself. It was Neo. It was like this huge pop song on the radio. I can't believe you guys
remember.
So let me love you until you learn. No, are you serious?
We're gonna have to search up after.
Wow. I know the song. It's close. I just can't. No,
really?
I can't remember any more lyrics.
I'm surprised. Oh, that's the song. I was like, I'm pretty sure that was a Neo song.
No, Snake's definitely, back to your point, though, like one of those artists who's like has a sound and maintains as a producer, but like he doesn't get like restrained by tempo. Like his stuff's all over the place.
Yeah. That's the thing. When sometimes people ask me like, "Yo, what's your favorite tempo to work at?" I was like, "What?"
Well, I guess with hip hop it's different because hip hop can be any tempo.
Hip hop can be a lot of. I've made hip hop stuff from as low as 60 to as high as 212.
Well, fuck, Jesus. Where like house music is house music. It's between the lowest 115 to like 130. That's house music.
Just stays there.
Well, because if you change it. Even if you change the kick pattern, it's like not necessarily house music anymore.
See, that's so specific.
And if you make a house beat at 100 BPM, sure, it's a house beat, but it's not house music.
What is it?
I don't know. It's electronic music.
Heartbreak back.
It's weird.
That's what my drums are like.
Yeah, literally.
Because the house is like kind of defined by that 4/4 beat, like kick snare kind of thing.
Something like that.
Yeah,
like a little one of those. Boots and cats.
Boots and cats. Boots and cats and boots and cats. Forgot about that.
That was an old one. People are like, "You want to make dance music? Just say boots and cats real fast."
Yeah,
boots and cats, boots and cats.
we were talking about what the first meme is. That was
the first music meme, not the Harlem Shake.
No,
boots and cats.
No,
that's hilarious. Yeah. So when you're on tour, nowadays, are you still touring as much as you're making music and performing, or are you focused more on making music versus DJ? Like, where's your interest lie nowadays?
It goes in waves for me. Like, I obviously love making music, and like it's something I focus on a lot. And I'm kind of in one of those phases now because I just finished a heavy tour. Like I said, I've been like 3 months pretty heavily touring.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I need to figure out what my next release is. I'm like, it's like at some point, like it's like the panic moment. It's like, I've been on the road too long. I need to get back in the studio. And it's a nice time because I have I think I have 5 shows over the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Like 4 of which are condensed into 4 days. So it's like I have a lot of free time to write and go to LA and build a studio house.
Yeah.
But it goes in phases. Like then you get a bunch of music done, and like you kind of like you put a plan together. And like if you have like 6 months of music, like hey, like I feel like by the time I have new stuff coming out, or 6 months from now, my taste will probably have changed, and like I don't want to make the same thing for the next year. So like for me, it goes in waves. You definitely get inspired by stuff you see on the road. You see other DJs putting out new stuff and seeing what reacts in the clubs, and people's tastes change too. Like as like looking at crowd reactions, like people, I don't know.
We were just saying this. I feel like it changes very quickly.
It definitely does. So it's finding the way to like look ahead almost a year and be like, okay, what do people want in a year, and how do you do that without just like feeling like you're jumping on a trend? And you got to be original. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the multi-billion-dollar question is like what the next big sound is going to be. It's
Oh my
like,
God, it's so
Panini.
hard to figure it out.
Is it Panini?
It's Panini.
That's the next house music sound.
It's
Lil
Panini.
Nas X, Panini.
Yes, but no, you're 100% right in saying that and figuring out what's next and trying to start that wave. Do you think that nowadays that you put out a record or a song to promote a tour, or does the tour promote the song?
I don't know. I'll put a song out usually in tour like after the song with the song name as the tour name.
Right. So you tour based off one song.
Kind of. I have a lot more than one song.
But
like,
no,
yeah.
I'm saying, but like if you say you put out the song, then you said the tour name is the song name.
Yeah, kind of. It's just you need to name a tour or something.
So might as well.
Sometimes, yeah, like might as well like take some of the branding and art around it. But for me, it's like I don't know. It's like kind of like you build up. I think your body of work as an artist, kind of like you build that out, and like it's like, hey, here's a bunch of content that like sounds like Frank Walker. It's like usually like well written vocals, stuff that's like for some reason sappy and heartbreaky. Like literally, it's like 4 songs in a row. I put out like 4 like breakup songs. Like, I don't know how this happened.
It was Heartbreak Back, Only When It Rains.
A song called Stitch 'Em Up, which is about like we'll never hear these scars. I don't know what I did before that. Piano is one of the ones before that, which is like about like losing the person who
sad ballad.
Less Lonely. One of my other singles on Canadian radio. It's like I just want to sleep a little less lonely.
Yeah. Write a happy song, man. Jeez.
Angel Falls, sad song. That's more like it's not heartbreak. That's just sad.
So you're just sad boy
like,
vibes.
no, but like, why is sad music is so much more like emotional and nice? Like when you sit down and try and write a happy song, it just comes across like
because no one in this world is happy.
We don't need to listen. Yeah, we don't need to do.
I feel you. No, and it doesn't need to sound sad. Like Heartbreak Back sounds uplifting. And the melodies can be uplifting, but you'd have like a real undertone too, like the actual lyrics. Like
because no one's life is like all the time happy.
No, it's more relatable. Like I was in a session last week, and it's like, hey, like we started writing it. Like I forget what it was. Like someone came with a hook. It's like, oh, this should have hurt more, and like you're trying to be all cool, and it's like, oh, like broke up. I'm like better than this. I'm like, why? Like, is it like it's more relatable to be like, hey, like
I'm
it's
hurt.
like everyone like gets like has bad relationships, and it's part of life. And I think if you can like tie into that, and like it's almost like the more I write personally, it's like you're not like shying away from writing stuff. It's like real, and it's like obviously, even in like the moment, it could be like a little awkward, like, hey, like this happened, and like I think for people, it's like
it's also therapeutic.
Yeah.
To write about like stuff that's happened in their life that was upsetting or so.
I've definitely been in sessions where like a songwriter will come in and be like, listen, like I just went through this. I just broke up with my boyfriend or broke up with my girlfriend, and I'm super sad about it. And this is what happened. If you guys want to just like help me with melodies, but I'm gonna write about this today.
Yeah,
I want to get this off my chest.
Well, I think it's like you have other things you have like mental imagery around. It's like, hey, this happened in this moment, and like I was here, and like this is how I felt. Like, and there's like colors and like emotions like related with like different feelings. I feel that inspires other lyrics, and like it's like I don't know. You're not gonna sing about like we just broke up and it was like this beautiful sunny day.
Yeah, but it's like
I was walking my dog. It's like he's like I don't know. It's like you like have a real moment. Like probably sad things happen. You're noticing the sad things that happen that were around it, or like the like kind of like that emotional imagery. And like I think it's easier to draw on a real story.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna write a song about going to Canada's Wonderland and having a fantastic day and eating funnel cake. Like, what are you gonna say? I just had a great day, everybody. Woo! There's the song.
Like, listen to the song and be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like, I'm not happy.
I'm not happy. How dare you? How dare you be happy?
Fuck your funnel cake.
Yeah. It's like, no, it's like
I hope you drop it.
Yeah, it's like there's no there's content. I mean, you can make a song like Happy, like Pharrell Williams, and it's like this smash hit.
Yeah.
But
that was written for like the Minions movie, wasn't it?
Right.
It was written,
Despicable Me, I think.
Yeah, I guess it was written as like a sync song. It's like, hey, we're gonna write for a kids movie about these like little orange, yellow blobs that jump around and they're, like make like me noises. Like it's like that was a very specific song, and like it's a great song, but like I don't know.
It's not like it wasn't. It was made with a purpose.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how like they came up with this like clap along if you feel, and like everyone's like sitting there clapping in the studio. It's like It's like,
this is so happy.
Like I could objectively go in and probably write something happy for a session. It's like, hey, we're gonna pitch this to be a sing song for a children's movie. Like, you can like force it out. Sunshine and rainbows and clapping my hands and like I don't know, but like it's like at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, like who relates to that? Like you play it at a bar, it's like, yeah, I'm happy, like it's fun. But
if you're at a bar, if you're at a bar, listen to like clap your hands, the sunshines and rainbows, and you're like sitting there like hunched over the bar, just like
no.
But outside of the demographic of like 12 and younger kids, I don't think anyone would be like, happy is my favorite song. Like I emotionally connect to happy.
Yeah.
No.
Opposed to like people like, or no one's getting like happy lyrics tattooed on
Happy
them.
is
It's
one of
like
those
you find
songs.
like, I don't know, it's like
songs that like really resonate with people, because people go through shit every single day, and if you have a song that resonates with that kind of person, that's what's going to connect the most.
yeah, like that song I mentioned, Angel Falls. Like it's like a sad song, but like you go like read the lyrics on YouTube, and people are like, I'm like, holy shit, these are like some heavy lyrics. Like, oh, like this came out like 2 days after my friend died. Like my friend died in a car accident. Like I like this song like helped me get through it, and like all these things. I'm like, holy shit, it's
That's
like
so crazy.
I didn't think this would happen when I was making like a future based track, but like
yeah.
people relate to relatable things.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
I know. I'm not happy.
No, that's an interesting point though. It's like, you know, and I just talked about this, like that EXO Tour Life record,
Yeah.
you could hear him when he performed that song that he was hurting,
Yeah.
and that's what resonates with people. It's
He
not
sounded
like
he was yelling at whoever
At
he
the
wanted
girl.
to talk to.
Yeah, he was-
He's not recording.
he's not recording for the sake of, oh, I'm gonna put this out and the fans are gonna love it. He's like talking to this woman
Yeah.
that he loves and that broke his heart. And that's how you like. That's like, it's such a subtle thing, but people really pick up on that.
Yeah.
Like when in people, like, and I said, like, we notice things easier because we know like this must have been commercialized. Like we know 10 people sat down and wrote this record, like, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But for like the general audience, they know when something is real and something is like commercialized.
You can't fake real emotion. You can't
No.
fake it as hard as you try.
No.
Um,
Unless you're an actor.
unless you're an actor, which
None of
gets
us
rid of my
are.
point.
Yeah, no, but
no.
you're right. It's
But
just
even actors can draw off emotions. It's like if people need to do a sad scene, I don't think they're gonna think about, oh, I need to like be sad. Like a
Yeah.
really good actor like, oh, I need to be sad. I'm just gonna be sad now. Like Leonardo DiCaprio was probably thinking about it. I don't know if that guy ever has sad moments. He lives a pretty sweet life.
Yeah.
But he's
no,
gonna,
but like say
they're
like
gonna be like, oh, like when like
He probably thinks back
like
to a sad
yeah,
time,
like so then when this really sad thing happened and gets you in the mood, and it's like I don't know. I feel like even for actors, they draw on.
oh, they have to. They have to. I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not an actor. I don't know actors, but I think a lot of the like really talented ones do draw from like real life events, like a sad scene, like, oh, my mother's passing or something,
Yeah.
and then, you know,
Or
like I've
they're,
heard
like,
that.
Such a good method actor where it's like they truly believe that they're this person. Like you talk about people like Daniel Day-Lewis and like his wife at the end of I forget what movie, like end of like There Will Be Blood. She's like, "Fuck, you need to finish filming this because like you've acted like this 18th century oil baron for like 6 months, and like I need you to like be my husband again." Like because they'll actually get so into the role, they just like live their life as that person, and like they
Yeah,
can create those emotions. Like that's like some next level acting, but like
That's like did you see that documentary, the Jim Carrey one, the Jim and Andy?
No,
Yeah.
I heard about it.
That was nuts. Where he like pretended to be, what was it, Andy
Kaufman, yeah.
Pretended to be Andy Kaufman for like a year.
And it
filming
fucked
this
him up because then he's like, I can't like I've
He's like, I don't
tried
know
so
who Jim
hard to
Carrey
like
is.
adopt this guy's mannerisms and be him kind of for a bit. And, like he's like this quirky, crazy comedian, Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't like know what parts of his personality like were ones I've adopted into myself or like what I was doing before.
He's
He's
like,
like, he did it for like a
he's like,
year.
I don't remember Jim Carrey.
That's what Jim Carrey
And like
said.
it
Yeah.
messed him up for a while. He's like, man, like it was like tough for me to transition back to being myself again because I like lived as this guy for so long.
Wow.
That's so nuts.
That's
You
so
can
nutty.
Invest yourself into something that heavy.
But that's what resonates with people.
Yeah.
That's the same thing goes for songs too. That's why it works. That's why sad music works,
Yeah.
because everyone is sad.
Yeah, it's part of, I don't know. It's like it's another part of life. You just gotta like I don't know, adapt to what you need to do. Like sometimes like when I'm touring, it's like I'll like be either like exhausted or really hungover
Yeah.
and like not want to perform a show. And I'll be at dinner like beforehand, and my tour manager will be like, "It's like, man, like wake up, like you need to like get like ready for the show." Like and I'll be like, "Don't worry, like I know like." When I
Yeah.
get up there, you can like flip a switch, and like, you have to turn into performer mode sometimes.
Yeah.
And, like I'm like usually a pretty quiet, like reserved guy, but you get up on stage and you're like bouncing around, you're like jumping on the mic, and like like I don't know, you force yourself to be animated.
You have
put on
to.
that persona, like
It's like a retail job.
Yeah.
yeah, PR.
Hi, welcome to Apple. Like you go home like you're the saddest person,
Yeah.
but like for that 8 hours, you're like, how can I help you?
Everyone knows someone like that.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
either flipping the switch and turning it on and putting on the thing, or espresso martinis for me. If I'm tired and nothing fails to get me going, like just drink 3 espresso martinis right before you go up on stage.
What's an espresso martini?
So it's a variety of alcohols that you can choose. It could be the vodka or tequila,
It's
Possibly
espresso
other
with
things.
any alcohol.
Gotcha.
espresso, and usually Kahlua or Bailey's, but like. And then
Oh,
shake-
just a
shake
little
it up.
concoction.
Yeah, it just tastes like a nice, like sweet cup of coffee that
I could go
has
for
a
an
couple,
espresso
a shot and
martini.
a half of whatever alcohol of choosing, isn't it? And I think it's probably just because I do a few shots and a few shots of espresso.
Listen,
It's
yeah.
like, ready for the show.
Yeah. Ready to go now.
We were talking about how some songwriters come into the room and say, like, this was happened to me. Let's talk about this. Does that, like, what happens? Like, does that ever happen in hip hop when someone comes in and they're like, "Yo, I gotta get some shit off my chest right now"? Like, yeah.
No, that definitely happens. 100%.
Like, do they ever come in and tell you, like, "Yo, listen, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm in a really bad place today, but I have to get this off my chest. Let me just do my thing and record, and I'm gonna head out."
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, there's times where, like, there's times where that happens, about a breakup or about some shit that happened in their life that they're really upset about with family or a friend or something, and they just come in like, "Yo, I just got to talk about, like, I just got to be real for a sec."
Yeah.
I feel like there's other things in hip hop that are like acceptable to sing about too that like just wouldn't fly in dance music.
Like what?
I don't know. Just in general, it's like I feel like it's like more of like a, at least in like the stuff I'm writing, like I can like be like, hey, like guys got super fucked up and partied all weekend and like
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't fly in dance music. People are like, what are you trying to like?
I think you could pretty much get away with saying a lot of things in hip hop.
I think it's more open. Like you can say more things. That I just can't write about.
Like it almost comes off like you could write it and you could have great melodies, but it almost comes off cheesy because that's what you're talking about in dance music.
Dance music is a little cheesy in general, though. It's like you're writing very like melodies that are very like on like a certain.
I think it's like dance music is.
Dance music.
Dance music is already associated with partying so much that if you talk about partying too, people are like, "Okay, man, we get it."
We're partying at this party with this party music, and it's talking about parties.
Exactly.
Well, I think just generally it's more like it just tries to be more uplifting. I was talking to my buddy Alon Bluestone, who's like a trance DJ, and like there's still a very alive trance scene. Like it's not something like I would go listen to, but like people. He's like all his stuff's like very big builds, very uplifting, big melodies, and he's like, man, like fans come and talk to me after the show, and this guy's like, I work like. Not Alon, but like a random fan. It's like, yeah, I work like 60 to 70 hours a week at a shitty dead end job, and like I will come to like trance shows on the weekend by myself and just like party like completely sober because your stuff's like uplifting and like it's like different kinds of music of different like and like I don't know.
It touches people differently.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing about it too. Yeah. It's like you could put something out and like 99 out of 100 people might not like it, but if there's that one person's like, yo, this really touched me, it's like makes it worth it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of dance and uplifting music like does that for people. Like that Swedish, like we were just talking, like that wave where like Swedish House Mafia was doing really like beautiful.
The best.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone was like, oh,
everything was so like
crying, like
crying,
anthemic.
Yeah, like that's what it was. And everyone was like, oh my God, this really touches my soul.
And even that's like a sad song. It's like,
which one?
Like either of their big one. Like more of them too, but like it's like don't you worry, child. Heaven's got a plan for you.
But that's like motivational song.
Yeah, but it's like still coming from like a sad place.
Yeah. It's when you think about like when you listen to the lyrics and the way they have performed it, it's like melancholy.
Yeah,
it's like this kind of sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some I don't know all of them. Like another one like I always think about recently is like that song "Without You," the Avicii one.
Yeah,
that came out like right before he passed away. It's like it's a very sad song. It's like I got to learn how to love without you. I got to carry my cross without you. Stuck in the middle, and I'm just about to like. Figure it out without you. Like
tell the story.
That's why it probably has a special moment. It's like Kygo, when I was on the tour, he has a song with the singer Sandro Cavazzo, who's a Swedish guy, the same guy that sang on Without You.
Gotcha.
And I guess like it got released like right before Tim Avicii committed suicide, and like they never got a chance to perform it live. Yeah. And Kygo is like a massive Avicii fan. They're both Scandinavian. Like they influenced each other more so Avicii influencing Kygo, but they were friends. And this whole tour. The first leg of the tour, Kygo was always playing out the song Without You, and then a song in mid-tour came out with Sandro, this other song called Happy Now. It's like Sandro started coming out on the tour and playing some arenas and performing it live, and on the very last song of the tour, they're like, hey, like as like a tribute to like Avicii, like would you want to do this song live for the first time? So like they like closed out the set with Sandro singing the Avicii like Without You song over the instrumental, and it got to the part where, like he like couldn't keep singing it. But like there was 10,000 people in Singapore that were singing all the lyrics. And he just stood there and just started crying up on stage as 10,000 people are singing his own song back to him. And they just pulled the music down. And it's like I still get chills just thinking about it.
Wow.
That's
but then like Kygo and Sandro and Kygo's security guy Semi like did security for Avicii back in the day. And like the three of them were just like in tears after the stage. And it was like a powerful moment. Like I remember looking at the guy at the front of house like sound thing next to me, Mike. And like we both just looked at each other. It's like, holy shit, this is like a crazy powerful moment. Like that's like the first time I've seen something that powerful happen. Like I don't know, like everyone could feel, you could feel it in like
Wow.
Sandor's voice when he's writing. But he's like, this is the first time I've ever sung this song live, and it's probably gonna be the last time I ever sing this song live because I just can't like
Do it again.
I can't do it again. Like he needed to get it off his chest almost.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And now like that's like where you get inspired. That's like I want to go like I don't even know what I want to write about. But, like it makes it all like I don't know. Yeah, like it's like you said, like when stuff touches someone, it's like
Makes
it
it
makes
worth
it. Yeah, it's like that's the special moments.
Let it come from the
There's
heart.
days where
kind of
you
thing.
go 2 weeks and like have the worst 2 weeks, and then like you have the moment like that, and it doesn't matter. Or 2 weeks, you can have a shitty years, and that one moment's like wow, like okay, this
Definitely
is
like one of the
what
most memorable things. I wasn't even performing, but it's like definitely one of the most memorable things
touched you
that's happened
too.
on tour.
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
awesome. Well, Frank, I think that about wraps it up. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
No problem.
Tell them where they can find you.
Tell us your address.
Yeah.
Nick, what's our new address?
Where can we find you?
So I'm on like Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms.
Instagram.
Yeah, if
You
you search
understand.
Frank Walker on any of the streaming platforms, I should come up. There's actually a couple other Frank Walkers who wrote in like one guy who wrote in the like 20s for Columbia, and he like had like this old like
We'll have to kill him.
I think he's dead. He would be like 120 or something, but his like stuff
We'll
still
check.
shows up. But Frank Walker that doesn't play like nice light guitar music.
Yeah.
On Instagram at Frank Walker.
Beautiful.
Twitter, I think it's DJ Frank Walker. Facebook at Frank Walker.
Awesome. All right.
I don't use Facebook ever. I don't even know my.
I don't think I need.
Like Instagram is the one where like I'd give all like I make all my announcements. And stuff,
Yeah.
So Instagram it is.
So Instagram.
Everyone
at Frank Walker.
At Frank Walker, that's him on Instagram. We're at Thoughts in Stereo.
Damn right.
Thank you for tuning in again. Subscribe if you love it. Subscribe if you hate it. Like us if you loved it. Like us if you hate it. One special thank you to Mr. Matt, our producer over here.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Matt. He's not on camera, but he gave a nice little wave. He's sitting here butt naked this whole time. Completely distracting.
I'm all hot and bothered.
We're all sitting here like, God damn, Matt, not again.
Stop distracting us.
Yeah. No, but thank you for listening again. Stay tuned. More content on the way. Have a great day, night, morning, everybody. Take
Bye.
care.